following program was funded through a grant from the Springfield Cable Endowment.
This next half hour is going to showcase some of the best musicians in this area. What makes them tick? What makes them play? What makes them so good? You know, music's a part of everyone's life. I don't care if all you play is the radio. So if you want to hear some good news and some great sounds from this area, stick around while we speak to some world-class musicians with backyard addresses. You'll be able to say, I saw them when. So open your ears, your eyes, your mind as we explore the creative process. I'm your host, Jeff Garfin, and come with me as we find out whether there really is a method to their music. Dan Marty, originally from New York, started out as frontman for many known acts. Warming up for such bands as Benny King, Brooklyn Bridge, and the Shirelles, I caught up to Dan in his home in Long Meadow.
I grew up in the doo-wop era, sneaking out of my house, riding the train, the elevated L in New York City down to Greenwich Village, and trying to sing with the older guys. You know, there'd be 30, 40 guys sitting around, everybody waiting for a turn to jump in and chime in with harmony. And when you're 15 years old and everybody else is 20 and 22...
Your turn doesn't come too quick.
No, it doesn't. So you really have to be able to get at it and get at it quickly so that you become recognized. And that's sort of how I got into the business as a singer. Along with the melting pot idea of New York City, both culturally and from a business standpoint, musically, I'm living in an environment and playing and working in an environment that sees the advent of the British invasion, Jimi Hendrix electrified, the Atlantic Sound, Motown, an introduction into jazz of the Latin and the Brazilian beats, as well as, I don't know if I mentioned Woodstock, and the bebop era. You've got the oldies, which musicians know as a 1-6-4-5, but a really basic pattern of certain chords. And to that, it was embellished with the doo-wop sounds. Each time we have a quarrel, it almost breaks my heart. And then you hear doo-wah, which is the Belmonts. Or you had somebody like Ed Townsend who sang For Your Love. For your love. Oh, I would do anything. The origins do up the singing, but then you've got that in contrast, and a place that I used to play was Curtis Mayfield, Say It's All Right. Say that it's all right. See how that spaces? There are spaces there, and you enter horns in some parts, you hear the drum and the hi-hat. This is an articulated kind of music, or a formulated kind of music, where you're exhibiting an intelligent structure to assist in the movement of the music from the beginning to the end. And the assistance you're lending is to the ear, continually to pull it along. Later on, for example, when you're talking about rhythm and rhythmically, you hear the advent of the marching kind of music, which is what Sly Stone played, stuff that would get you off your seat and have you standing like.
otherwise known as Nomad, have teamed up to produce some of the best rap and hip-hop out there. The songs have major label appeal and have just been re-recorded on 24-track versions. I stopped in to see these guys at work in the Springfield studio. The stuff's fresh, it's original, it's infectious. What's the story? What's going on here? Why is all this stuff coming out now?
Well, we work as a team. We're both brothers. We're both working together since we were teenagers on our music. We both worked on music since a lot longer before that. But when we became teens, all of a sudden we came together on a project idea. Him doing rap, myself doing jazz. We entitled our first song Jazz Rap, and we've been a team ever since.
Well, you know, it seems that rap pretty much is a commentary on the times. Where do you get your sources from? Where do you go for inspiration?
Society, huh?
Yeah, rap, it comes from anywhere, you know, things that you see, past experiences, you know, something you've seen on television, just something you want to talk about in general, you know, while you're at work, anything, it comes from anywhere.
So you're ever walking down the street and get out your notepad or your mental notepad and say,
Definitely.
hey, I got to write a tune about that?
Little tape recorder, and just
Yeah.
start putting down some lyrics or a beat or something.
Our very first song was like that, jazz rap, because I had a song. I already knew what I wanted to do with it. It was going to be jazzy, and it was going to be an instrumental. And I played it over and over for him, and he liked it. But what I didn't realize was that he took it on his own, took it off in the corner and put words to it, came back and said, Milk, can I try this? And I said, sure, go for it. That was the very beginning of us, because I really respected what he did to something I would have never done. I never would have done it to that tune. He did it, and I really liked it a whole bunch. We've been a team ever since.
Let's talk about the process. Let's talk about how the tunes come to be, okay? Chris is out, he's walking around, he's seeing what's going on in humanity on the street. He's got his notepad, he writes it down. He comes back here, let's take it from there. What happens?
Okay, we both share writing. He writes a lot of stuff. It might be half, 50-50. He does his stuff at home, I do my stuff here, and he'll come to me, you know, with a song a lot of times and say, hey, you know, this is what I have. He'll have vocals down, or he'll have a rap down, and he might have a bass line or a drum line down, and he'll leave the music part of it to me.
It will start off with just one or two lines, or maybe even the hook. Start from the hook of what the song's really about.
Having a Great Day. We did a song, Having a Great Day, and he came to me with that tune. And we could probably show you that. We could, you know, get into it a little bit.
Enough talk.
Show you that.
Let's do some playing.
Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. It was a Saturday. Yeah, it was the weekend. I worked 5 days now. These two are for freaking. What to do? Maybe I'll take a ride. Jumped in my vehicle to see who was outside. Cruising down the avenue, I peeped a girlie walking. Put to the curb down the window, I started talking. Say, hey lady, what's up? What you doing out there? It's kinda cold. Jump in the car, I'll drive you anywhere.
Well, you know, there's been a lot of tough things said about rap, too. You know, a lot of people have problems with some of the lyrics. What's the story, you know? What is the rap on rap?
Well, my feelings are a lot of times it's a bad rap because people take what they see on videos and they don't really listen to what the lyrics are about. They may just see objects like a gun or a gang or something, always think it's the negative, when really the rapper might be trying to get a message across that, hey, this is how I live. And, you know, this is things I see every day. Let's do something about it.
Yeah, I think what people need to realize is that rap has become a voice of the street, you know, the underprivileged, the urban kid, and you know, there's a variety of different people out there that, like I said, haven't been heard, and now they're being heard. And the thing about rap is most of it's the truth, you know. You might not want to see the guns glorified, you don't want to see the gangs glorified, but it's the truth, and it's what's going on out there. Obviously, it being in, you know, the top 40 and in the top 10 like it is nowadays, there are a lot of people out there listening to it, probably a lot of people experiencing it. So, I mean, it's the voice of those people, you know, and then obviously the earpiece for the people that are listening.
Basically a musician, but the entertainer in me certainly has to come out, and it's another reason for my longevity in the business. Is not but entertaining the people.
What got you involved in music? What was there a day that you can remember back when you said, "Hey, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to be. I want to play that clarinet, and that's all I want to do, and that's all I'm ever going to do."
Exactly. I can remember it. I don't even remember how old I was, but I know that my father took me to the Paramount Theater to see Benny Goodman's orchestra on stage. And when the band came out of the pit, I was up playing the theme song. I saw the guys with the powder blue jackets and bow ties and the band. I said, that's where I want to be.
I want to be a guy with a powder blue jacket and a bow tie. Tell us about something unusual or crazy, or some of the people that you met along the way.
Well, most of the crazy people I met were in my band, unfortunately. Some funny experiences. One time I was playing at Sahara Tahoe in Lake Tahoe, and Bob Goulet was appearing in the showroom, and he'd come in to see our show. He enjoyed our little quartet, and he had just got through flubbing the lyrics of Star Spangled Banner for the Sonny Liston and Cassius Clay fight, and he sent me up a cocktail napkin requesting Star Spangled Banner, and I kind of saved that. I thought I got a giggle out of that. And when Liza Minnelli sat in with us at one time, she was just an opening act, and she was a kid. I guess she was about 19, 20. And at that time, Liza wasn't all that secure with herself in the business. She just was hanging onto my hand like in a death grip on stage, doing a couple of old standards.
You were thinking, this is the end of my career. Like, my hand is finished.
Well, no, I was thinking this is the end of this kid's career. I mean, the condition that she was in, but she certainly snapped out of it. And then I had Gene Barry. You remember Gene Barry, Bat Masterson? He used to love to come and play conga drum with us. That was kind of a kick for us. And things like that down through the years. So many big stars I had the opportunity to play for that have been in the audience. I never knew Boots Randolph was in the audience, and I'm playing yakety sax on my little soprano sax, and he came up after. I didn't even know what he looked like because I just heard the record, and I never saw Boots. And he came up and he just kind of gave me, not bad. Experiences like that. Al Hertz.
Good thing you didn't say, can you do better?
I could have said something like that. I didn't know who he was. Yeah, experience like that. George Burns came backstage one day. He went out of his way to come backstage to me at the Thunderbird and say, "Hey kid, you're pretty funny." And little things like that are what a boost, you know, that really charges the battery. Doing the Johnny Carson show was a great experience, and it was a great thing to have in our resume. Actually, what came from it was not a heck of a lot. We had one call from the State Department, of all places. The State Department wanted us. No, they wanted us to play in Austria. They wanted, because we were a nice clean-cut quartet, they wanted us to represent the United States in Austria, playing 6 weeks in 3 different towns in department stores, free to the public of Austria, as a representative of the United States entity. And unfortunately, we couldn't do it. They wanted us out of Vegas contracts. But it was just a great experience doing the Carson show, just being able to see that he did it. His brother, Johnny's brother, seen us when we were playing the Thunderbird out in Las Vegas, and that's how we got the shot.
Now, you're a multi-instrumentalist. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if we count the glove, and we'll get into that later.
It's all a bunch of plumbing.
Yes, you have quite a workbench here. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
This one here.
Yeah.
This is unusual. My knowledge of a soprano saxophone was always, well, probably naive, but I remember seeing Kenny G playing a long, straight soprano saxophone.
Right.
I've never seen a soprano saxophone like this.
What's
going on?
This was a tenor saxophone. It was left in the dryer much too long.
I see.
Now, this is the old type curved soprano sax that has become pretty much obsolete, although there are some jazz players that are picking them back up again because of the sound, very distinct sound, different than the straight soprano. But these are much more difficult to keep in tune, and that's why they phased them out and went to the straight soprano. I use it more as a visual effect, although I like the way it sounds. I'll use it more as a visual attention getter, and it's kind of become a little piece of my identity. It's that guy that plays that little saxophone. pure. It doesn't have that double reed.
It's a true
sound.
toy saxophone.
That's what it is. Here it says Mattel right on the front.
Well, speaking of toys, it looks like you've got more than your fair share here.
That's
I
shtick.
mean, you know,
That's
there's
shtick.
got to be a reason for this, although I'm afraid to really get an answer from you.
All you have to do is hot chat chat chat.
Hot cha
See that? You're in the business.
Oh, I'm in the business. What's going on here? You've got a cowbell. Yeah. You've got a train light going on here. You've got. What is this?
Hey! Did you break this thing?
This is shtick. You just can't do it with music alone. You got to hold the people's interest. You got to keep their attention. Shtick does it.
And this is the.
They say, what is he going to do next? How about a trombone solo?
No, this is your soprano trombone. Well, that's all right. You have a workbench, and now you've got something to do with it. There must be times where you want to loosen up the act a little bit, where some songs you extend a little bit, you just want to play a little, you want to free it up. What do you do in those situations? Do you generally let your bands be a backdrop for you, or do you give the band some leeway and hope for the best? Or
I guess
do those things.
Well, for one thing, I don't really get that loose, ever. I don't think I get that loose. I am always constantly performing. If there's an audience, I'm performing. I very rarely go to jam sessions and to play because of that. Because, not that I'm a perfectionist, but I'm always conscious of performing. And jam sessions should not be performances. They should be enjoyment for yourself. And I can't just close my eyes and say nobody's out there and I'm just going to do. I can't do that. I'm too much of a performer and too much.
All right. Well, how about this? I want you to close your eyes.
Yeah.
And nobody's out there, at least until this tape comes out.
Okay.
And let's do something. Let's do sing, sing, sing. I'm going to keep some time, and you just go wherever you go.
Okay.
Let's give it a shot.
All right. We'll fool around with that.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, influences, wow. We got the Isleys, the Ohio Players, Sly Stone, James Brown, Maurice White from Earth, Wind and Fire. Absolutely fantastic. Wilson Pickett, Gravelly, Stevie Wonder taught everybody how to sing today. The average white band in Tower of Power, they just kick butt. If you want rhythm, you got to listen to that. Santana, Shaka Khan, Ashford and Simpson, Robert Bell from Kool and the Gang, and Phil Collins. I could go on and on, but those are my top 15 or so.
Well, some of my influences are my father and my brother, and a whole lot of different rap artists in general. I really don't have just one, the way rap varies.
Well, I'd have to say it was Benny Goodman was my biggest influence, listening to his records when I was 9, 10 years old. Never wanted to do anything but play clarinet for my life.
I have many influences. I have a few jazz musicians that I really have a lot of respect for. Stanley Clarke, Jaco Pastorius, who's no longer alive. My father is my greatest influence. He played bass before me.
Rehearsing. You need to have a plan for your rehearsal. You need to be focused on rehearsal. And if you're going to be a professional, you might as well decide that the only thing that goes on in rehearsal is rehearsing.
I think a good musician rehearses every day. Even if you just pick up your instrument, if you just sing a little bit, whatever it is that you do it every day. If it's just for a minute, you still get a minute more than you had before.
You need a lot of rehearsing, breathing techniques, and it's very crucial that you have, you know what you're saying, and your delivery comes out correct. So I like to rehearse a lot. Even if I'm not here, I rehearse at home by myself. I do a show a day at my house.
I'm a great believer in rehearsing. I've got a quartet. We rehearse approximately 4 days a week, an hour a day.
Well, I dip and I dive, groove it up, yes I glide, tip it up to the side. What's my name? Yo, it's Clyde, so get it straight, cause if I have to ask again, it might be too late. But I'm not here for no one-on-one beef, though, came to give relief, yo, so I say my piece, so, yo, if I'm not what you're looking for, what am I saying? I'm exactly what you're looking for, word.
Guess my favorite hook would be sort of the big band, horn band kind of stuff, Tower of Power, average white band kind of stuff.
With all different backgrounds and cultures, they share one thing in common, their love for music. For all these fine musicians, I want to thank you for watching. I've had a great time being your host, and I hope to see you all out there supporting these fine artists. For everyone here, I'm Jeff Garfin. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Song ain't got no melody, and I'm gonna sing it to myself. I got a song ain't got no melody, and I'm gonna sing it to myself. Will it go round in circles? Will it fly high like a bird up in the sky? Will it go around in circles? Will it fly high like a bird up in the sky? We got the dance here. We ain't got no steps. You push it. We got a dance here. But we got no steps. Let the rhythm move me. Will it go around in circles? Will it fly high like a bird up in the sky? Will it go around in circles? Will it fly high like a bird up in the sky? So listen to the funky band as it flows from the guitar licks to the drummer with the kicks as the sax lays back and the bass grooves the mix. Party people get with this and just clap your hands. You're about to feel what we call a jam. And sooner or later, I'm sure you'll see as your body gets loose and your mind runs free. Going round in circles. Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on. Gonna fly. It just clap sky. Yeah. Come on, yeah, come on, yeah, come on. Yeah, come on, yeah, come on, yeah, come on. Round and round, round and round, round and round. Round and round, round and round, round and round. Yeah, come on, yeah, come on, yeah, come on. Round and round, round and round, round and round. Yeah, come on, yeah, come on, yeah. Round and round.
Thank you.
The preceding program was funded by a grant from the Springfield Cable Endowment.